These are 5 mindset shifts that completely changed how I handle both school and life. I used to be just another student stressing over grades and life decisions, but now I'm a top student turned motivational speaker and content creator, all thanks to a few core ideas. I want to show you how I deal with problems, lifestyle choices, hard times, risk, and mental health. Let's go. Number 1, how to face your problems. You ever notice how you treat yourself like you're nothing special?
I'm just not smart enough. I've been so unproductive. I'm just average.
But when a problem shows up, suddenly you're 1 in a million.
Why is this happening to me? Nobody understands. This is so unfair. There's just no hope.
You see the contradiction? You downplay your own self-worth, but you act like you're the only person in the world with your type of problems. You think you're an average person with unique problems when in reality, you're a unique person with average problems. And here's what I mean. I used to think I was some special genius because I worked hard, had good grades, and got lucky with a YouTube channel. But when I started to face problems with growth and actually started to lose views, by the way, which is still happening,
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get in.
I turned it into some impossible wall that I just couldn't break through. And I started to lose faith in myself. I started to think,
Oh man, maybe I'm not cut out for this thing after all. And nobody can even help me because they don't understand what it means to live my kind of life.
and I began to think that I was some average person who wasn't very smart with unique problems. But in reality, this type of problem that I was facing is actually very common. The truth is, everyone's dealing with not seeing results even though they put in effort. And I realized this when I was giving advice to my own friend.
I study every single day for 10 hours straight, and I really do try my best, but I just don't see the same results. It's like I'm just not made for this kind of stuff.
Well, listen, man, it's not that complicated. You're making yourself feel worse as you overthink it, right? Just do more, figure out what's working and what's not working, try to do more of what is working, try to do less of what's not working, repeat the cycle, and to make sure that you succeed, just don't quit. And if you follow that, I promise you, you'll be further ahead than where you are now.
And at that point, I realized that the advice that I so confidently gave out to other people was the exact same advice that applied to me.
You see, we are unique people with unique experiences. I don't know exactly what's going on in your life, and your life is different from everybody else's life. But you know what? The type of problems that we face are typically quite similar, which means that the type of solutions that we need are also usually quite similar. Do more. Cut toxic things out. Plan ahead. Don't give up. Facing problems isn't about whether or not you're the right person for the job. It's about staying in the game and realizing that your problems aren't as complicated as they seem. And quick disclaimer, this is not me saying that your struggles are invalid or that I'm disregarding your problems, okay? That would be insensitive. My point is simply highlighting a common behavior where we decide to exaggerate or overcomplicate our problems and beat ourselves up and talk shit to ourselves, which lowers our self-esteem, making it harder to get anything done, and it makes you feel worse. And so, it's still gonna suck, but 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna kill you. And a lot of people are probably going through something similar, so have some faith in yourself and take action instead of trying to overcomplicate it. I promise you, you'll get further and feel better about yourself. By the way, if you find any of this useful, then I actually have a free online community for you called School Society, where me and a bunch of other ambitious students keep each other accountable, share life advice, and run weekly events. It's one of the easiest ways I know to guarantee that you make more progress by working with people who are just as dedicated as you. And so if you want to make real progress and you want to stop procrastinating, then just click the first link in the description below. It's completely free. I hope you find it useful. Anyways, number 2, lifestyle decisions and how to live like a top student. There's a lot of controversy on how you should live your life as a student. My advice? Do whatever the fuck you want to do. We're all gonna die anyways, so you might as well live the life you want to live. But Don't get mad if you don't get what you want. Because while living it up sounds good on paper, most people's idea of living it up doesn't usually involve being uncomfortable, being embarrassed, and going through hardship, which is often the price of success.
So what do I do, man? How do I find the perfect balance?
Everything changed for me when I began to think in terms of trade-offs. I used to be addicted to video games. I loved it, but a big part of my life was miserable because I wasn't really proud of my actions and the trade-offs that I made. People criticized me. So then I got addicted to work. I worked every single day and started to sacrifice my family time, social life, and even my own happiness to pursue
Success.
People still criticized me. Then I tried to find balance and do a little bit of both, but it just never felt like I had any time to truly enjoy one or the other. People still criticized me. Life's messy. Success isn't universal. You have to be willing to think about what you're okay with not having. And don't be a stupid, greedy loser who wants everything. I realized I'm okay with never joining a sports team in high school. I realized I'm okay with not going out with family once every week. But I also realized that I'm not okay with never making good relationships with the people I like. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you're going to have to do a fair bit of thinking. But if you can live a life where both your past and your future self are both grateful for, there's no better gift than that. And so what are you willing to give up to pursue your goals? What are you not willing to give up? And based on those answers, is your goal realistic for you? You can't have everything. Success is sacrifice and being okay with it. Number 3, how to endure tough times. Every student has gone through rough periods in their life before. Whether it's trying to figure out what kind of job you want, trying to get into a good university, or even just trying not to be an idiot.
But what makes something hard?
Well, the way I see it, it's usually either discomfort, uncertainty, or both. Studying is uncomfortable for a lot of people because they feel the urge to distract themselves and need to make a conscious effort to focus. Committing to a university or an industry could be hard because there's a lot of uncertainty in there.
How do I know I'm not making a huge mistake? Is this right for me? I'm about to give up thousands of dollars and years of my life.
But do you want to know what's the same between discomfort and uncertainty? There's a value discrepancy in both. You feel like it's not worth it. You don't want to waste your time. And I get it, because 2 years ago I was the exact same, with no achievements, no experience, and no skills. And I got into this relatively successful position as a student now in the most unattractive way. It all started when I picked up sales. Cold calling people. Getting rejected every single day for 6 months straight, without making a single dollar in between. But one day, I closed the deal, and everything worked out. But it's easy to hear that and dismiss it. But think about how I felt every single day. Think about how I felt 1 month in with no reward, 3 months in, 6 months in. I spent every single day getting rejected, getting yelled at by people who thought I was a scammer. And I did that daily for 6 months in a row. And I never would have made it without telling myself, I'm okay with wasting my time. You've taken a risk and now you're feeling the pressure. And the only way that you're going to be able to succeed is if you are willing to waste your time in order to pursue something greater. And if you quit and bounce between projects and goals all the time, you're never going to give yourself enough time to grow and create something exceptional. And so just remember that when you're working towards your goals and it feels hard, that hardness is the investment. Stay long enough and it will pay off. Number 4, how to take bigger risks. Everyone's got confidence issues in one way or another.
Oh man, I'm just not ready yet. I don't want to do it. But what if I fail?
Confidence feels impossible. It's like some people were just born with confidence and others not so lucky. But when I heard this definition from Alex Hormozi, it completely changed how I approached becoming more confident. I'll play the clip right now.
And there's this quote from one of my friends, Alex Hormozi, that says, "You don't become confident by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Outwork your self-doubt."
A lot of people were like, no, but what if you don't have any successes? Like, how do you get started? They don't realize the validity of the smaller things that they have done up to that point. Did you get dressed this morning? Did you get in front of the computer? It's smaller evidence, but you have enough evidence to make the claim that you can do this. You do that enough times that you have enough evidence to make a claim that you can do this and support it. But that's the idea, is just stacking as many of those pieces of evidence that give you proof that you are who you say you are.
Confidence is proof. It is being able to believe in yourself that you will win based off of your previous wins. And if you don't have proof, make some. For the longest time, I was so scared of public speaking. I hated doing classroom presentations. My heart started beating out of my chest, and I started to stutter as all 30 of my classmates stared at me with judgmental eyes. I didn't think it was possible for someone like me to become quote-unquote confident. But I thought to myself,
Well, what's the first thing I could do to make proof that I'd win? Well, memorizing the entire presentation would be a good start, I guess.
and so I did that. I spent hours and hours reading that script out loud, and eventually, I got it. But this is real life. This isn't a fairy tale. Even though I had the script memorized, I would forget it instantly when someone was looking at me. I had stage fright. So to make proof that I would overcome this, I would first start talking to a recording of myself. Then when I got good with that, I started talking to my sister, and then presenting to my parents, and finally, to the classroom. And guess what? When I walked up there, I didn't feel nervous. Because despite never having a good presentation in my life, I had an undeniable stack of proof that I had done everything humanly possible to prepare myself. It would be silly if I didn't make it work. And of course, I crushed it. Suddenly everyone began to look up to me as a good presenter. People asked me how I was able to present so well without looking at my phone, and I became naturally confident in presentations. And years later, I found myself making a speech on TEDx. And it doesn't matter what the risk is. Confidence itself is not a feeling, but evidence. You stack enough proof and taking risks becomes the obvious move. Number 5. How to maintain good mental health. There is a lot of people out there who are dealing with mental health issues. And because it's such a nitpicky subject, I can't exactly tell you how to live your life or how to solve your mental health issues, which I don't understand. But what I can tell you is how to avoid the one mental trap that affects most ambitious students today. And it's called the paradox of ambition. And honestly, I don't really know how I'm going to explain it to you. So instead, I will read you the reminder that I wrote to myself to not fall into this trap. To all the ambitious people out there, despite the failures, despite the criticism, you keep pushing. That's incredible. You've grown from the fruits of your labor. And yet, are you really winning? Chris Williamson once said, "We sacrifice the thing we want for the thing that's supposed to get it. We sacrifice happiness for the thing that's supposed to make us happy. We sacrifice time for the thing that's supposed to save us time. We sacrifice health for the thing that's supposed to heal us." Now, this isn't to say that you shouldn't chase your goals or take risks. There's a popular saying, "Be happy but never satisfied on the journey to success." Most people remember the latter. Few remember the former. Weird. Ambition without joy is just self-sabotage. Celebrate the wins on the way, or you'll never feel like you've won. Alright, so that wraps up the 5 mindset shifts that I think every student needs to get better at school and in life. Now, as always, thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. Leave a comment if you think any of this was helpful. I would love to get your feedback because I'm always trying to improve the videos. And so, really appreciate you for watching to the end. If you want to get better grades without having to actually put in more effort, watch this video here. But otherwise, have a good rest of your day.